Yo, you know what it is? Another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's an inflation. We got inflation, recessions, tariffs, but we still gonna win. We gonna talk about how you can win in this environment. I'm gonna give you a lot of tools to win, build your money, muscle, and mindset. Let's get it. Yeah. Welcome to another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. This is episode 190. God damn, we doing this shit. We getting it in. I am your host, Big Brandon Carter, King Keto, BBC, Gymnasium Jesus. And I'm not alone. I'm joined by the best producer in the game, the homie Nemo. What's up, man? What's good?
Super excited.
Nemo got a camera. Show him the camera, man. Y'all ain't know what this motherfucker looked like.
Let's get it.
Y'all just thought it was the voice of God. But nah, man, it's this motherfucker. That's what it is. You know what's popping, man. All right. We also we got Minovia. Man, in the Minovia El Worko de Chato, she's managing the chats. You know what I'm saying? Y'all say anything crazy, you're gonna get fucking moderated. You're gonna get fucking banished and banned. She's on the phone with someone right now. She ain't even listening. Nah, it's Jeremy's girl, so I'll allow it. All right. Yo. All right, so I got a lot I want to cover today. I got some fitness content. I'm gonna show you guys how to use AI to help you get in shape for summer. Summer's almost here. It's almost summer, man. You gonna be fat, man. I want you to be one of them fat motherfuckers. You know the motherfuckers at the pool or the beach with their shirt on. We laugh at them fat boys. Don't let it be you. I'm gonna show you how you can use AI. Nima, that stands for artificial intelligence. Yeah. And it's not Allen Iverson. Motherfuckers like AI is taking over. AI is going to take all the jobs. Like Allen Iverson's not trying to do this shit, man. He's chilling. He made like $300 million. Anyway, I'm sure to use artificial intelligence in order to make this shit happen. Get ripped for the summer. All right, and I'm gonna show you how to make some fucking money. If you're an online trainer, I got some. If you want to learn how to make money online training, I'm gonna talk some content around that. And we bringing back the book reviews, book of the week. All right, which one do y'all want first? Type 1 for AI. Choose your own adventure. For getting ripped with AI. 2 for what was the other one? How to make money as an online trainer. 3 for the book of the week. Type in the comments. Oh, you're gonna do type in the comments or do a poll or some shit. We're gonna let the people watching decide. If you're watching this in the future, then you know what I'm saying. You letting other motherfuckers choose your path.
So you want them to comment 1 for AI, 2 for the book?
Yeah.
And 3 you had
book. No, it was 3 the book.
I can change it.
Yeah. 3 was the book.
3 is the book.
Yeah.
And the second one was
how to make money as an online trainer. All right. While you guys are voting, let me talk about the sponsors. First sponsor is the newsletter, Big Money Methods. Right. So this is Big Money Methods. All right. First link in the description. This is the newsletter that'll show you methods on how to make big money. Right. It's written by me and the homies. You know what I'm saying? Me and the squad. All you do is put your email, click the link in the description, put your email in here, hit subscribe. Excuse me. Twice a week, you're going to get sent fucking articles written by me and my squad on how to make shit that improve your life. I wrote this article about the secret to losing fat, why it's hard. Boom. The homie Chris, one of my top salespeople, he wrote some articles about high achieving. My man, you know what I'm saying, Scene, he wrote an article about, you know, affiliate marketing because he does some of that shit on the side, you know. So listen, man, we got tons of fucking articles in here, man, that help you improve your life. 100% free. All right. We also got we also sponsor, other sponsor is Thought Repellent. Thought Repellent is the easy to apply spray that'll keep the hose away. All right. You're going to need this because summer's coming. And summer is the breeding season for thoughts. All right. It's the thought mating season. And they're looking for they're looking for what they're like thoughts are like parasites. Right. And they're looking for a host, which is you. And they're going to go in your life and ruin it. And that's how they get their power, by ruining your life and sucking the joy out of the joy that you have, right? You got to keep them away. So this is a real product that's going to come out hopefully by summer, right? Hopefully it'll be out by summer. But if it's not, it'll be your fault, right? Because all your super chats go towards development of Thought Repellent, right? The production, all right? Is genetically engineered to only repel the DNA of thoughts. Regular women, they'll be like, oh man, you smell great. But if a thought get close to you, man, she might go into like an epileptic seizure, it's might foaming at the mouth or some shit, right? But the good women, they'll be like, man, you smell fantastic. And you're gonna need this in the summertime, man, because otherwise you might end up with a thought. Next thing you know, you got a thought pregnant. Now you got little baby thoughts. Now you breeding thoughts. Right, you making new ones, and the baby. Listen, you don't want no baby mama drama, like Fresh almost had. Remember that? That he didn't have thought repellent. You don't have thought repellent. That can happen to you any moment. You know what I'm saying? So we need this. So all your super chats are going to go towards development for this. And I think some heroes have already contributed to the fund. I hear her on the phone. So I think you got to read it, Nima.
I'm right here. I can multitask. Okay. We have Ivan. Mm-hmm. Hey, I saw Robinhood opened up futures trading. Have you tried it? You know your thoughts. I saw they did have the NQ.
Really? Did that happen? Because I do. Hold on, man. I got to look into that. I didn't know Robinhood does futures trading. Oh, this must be really new. Holy shit. Yeah, they got Bitcoin futures. Damn. Euro USD futures, crude oil. Yeah, you can show it. Gold, S&P 500. I got to look more into it. What is no PDT rule, which means no pattern day trading. So PDT rule came during the Obama administration. Senator Elizabeth Warren, she had introduced a bill called the Dodd-Frank Act that was supposed to reform. It was part of Wall Street reform. And one of the rules they had is, hey, nobody can day trade unless you got $25,000 in your day trading account, right? And that's the pattern day trading rule, right? But I guess it's immune to futures. Oh, low commissions. That's actually not bad, man. This must be fucking brand new. All right. I got to look into this more, man. What is it? Some micro. So they got ES, MES, which is the smallest one. Oh, they got NQ. That's what I like to trade. Oh shit, man. This must be like new, right? And they got that thing, Robinhood Legion. I'm gonna fuck with it. I'm gonna start fucking with it. I'm gonna see. Listen, that's exciting. That's exciting. Nima, I might throw some money in the motherfucking Robinhood, because you know that Robinhood Legend shit. It's like they got some new shit. I might fuck with it tomorrow. I trade every day. I trade futures every day. I'm the only person I know who his first year trading was profitable. I made 20 grand my first year, which is like not a lot of money. Fucking watch costs more than that. But you know what? Let me just stop. It's gonna sound, I don't know how to say this shit modestly. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna look into it, man. Thanks for putting me on, homie. Thanks for putting me on. All right.
We have Marcel. What's up, Brandon? I make 38,000 a year, have 8,000 in the stock market, and 2K in crypto. I have 12,000 in the bank. What would be some advice on what I should do with that money?
Nigga, how did you manage to save 12,000 off 38,000 a year? That's remarkable. Would you eating out of soup cans? The fucking do you have a home? Like, how you doing this shit? That's like that's impressive, actually. Yo, that's what's up. All right. So I think you need to deploy that 12 grand. Not all of it. I don't know, but keep whatever your monthly expenses are. It looks like it's probably less than 12 grand for 6 months, right? So hold on to at least 6 months of expenses. See what your monthly expenses are. And the rest of that money needs to be allocated into some sort of skill set where you can start making more money. Straight up, because that's where you're going to get the highest leverage, right? Because if you just throw 12 grand in crypto, fuck, even if it goes up 50%, what you gonna make? 6 grand? Like it ain't gonna change your life. You know what I'm saying? But if you get a skill set where you can actually increase your income, that will change your life. So at your level, figure out step 1, figure out exactly what you need to live for 6 months. Boom, you put that aside, put that in a high interest savings account, right? Fucking leave it be. All right. That's just emergency money if shit hits the fan. Boom, you got that. Then take the rest of that money and you gotta find a way to get invest in some sort of skill to get you some more money, right? And judging from your income, it's like it sounds like you don't have no high income skills, and that's not a diss, right? Nobody's born with high income skills, right? But let's get it. Let's start getting it, because 12 grand, you ain't gonna change your life with that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I can think you can change your life with 12 grand. That's the only thing I can think of, right? Some sort of skill that can allow you to make more money. Fucking go to trade school. But like, I'm not trying to sell you any of my shit or not either. I mean, it can be anything, man. Learn, go to fucking plumbing school. I don't give a fuck. Something where you can start making more money than that. But straight up, like, congrats on saving that much.
He actually added.
What'd he say?
He's saying, I'm a first-year strength and conditioning coach for the physical therapy clinic.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. They ain't paying you, man. You know what I'm saying? They ain't paying you. The average American makes $56,000 a year, right? So you got to really, you got to figure out a way to you can get some more money, man. Like, you start making more money a year, because that's like, it's like you like at the poverty line and shit. I mean, you above the poverty line. I guess the poverty line last time I checked was like $26,000, something like that. So you a little bit above it, man. But yeah, you just got to find a way to do better than that. Yeah, I know you strength and conditioning coach. They ain't paying you much unless you love it. You got to find a way to make more money with that shit, right? And if you fucking all right, now I don't know. If you love training people, I didn't want to try to sell you my shit. I didn't want to try to sell you my shit. So I'm not going to say, I have a free ebook called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. If you can start training people online, you can make way more money than that, man. Like, bro, real shit, man. I was on a call with my students today. And this chick, man, listen to this shit. Hold on.
It's been a really good week. I'm at $10,237 in the past 7 days.
Oh, no, Jen. I asked you how much you make for the week, not the month.
Yeah.
How much? 10,000?
$10,237.
In 7 days, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's up? How about last 6 days? I think 6 is the magic number. So I'll say last 6 days since April 2nd, $6,333 while working a full-time job.
This motherfucker got a full-time job. He's doing online training, made $6K. This dude is fucking in Mexico.
4,000 this past 7 days.
Nice. I don't remember. What did you do last month? Just because I forget.
So last month I finished a little bit over 24,000 last month.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I can really show you this shit all day. What's up, homie? This is just from this morning.
Sir, always good to see you.
Nice.
So last 7 days, we did $2,500. How much? 2,500.
I'm just saying, man, like, yo, download the ebook 10 Commandments of Online Training, and it's free, right? Because if you love strength and conditioning, like if that's your shit, then there's no better way to make money in the fitness industry than online training. There's like no better way, and it's free, right? You ain't even got to throw your 12 grand in it. Seriously, man, because you got to get more money. All right, there's another question. There's not. Are you gonna read it or wasn't? No. Oh. What was she talking about?
I mean, we can read it. It's Schwan, I know how to get money and keep it only through Jesus.
Oh. All right. That's not even a question. That's just a statement. You know, I guess that's just a positive affirmation. And that's cool. If you want to give me some, what's that, a euro? I don't know how much that is anymore. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool. If you want to give me some money for positive affirmations, I'm with it, man. I fucks with Jesus too, man. He a real ass nigga. What else we got?
We have Vincent. Mm-hmm. What's your opinion on using SBA loans for first small business?
It could be useful, right? It's just, you know, I'm always against people getting loans for businesses. It depends on what the business is. Like if you got to start a brick and mortar business, then maybe you need it. But the problem is, like, your first business, you got to learn. You got to learn like business, right? And I mean, you can do it. You know what? Matter of fact, if you can do it, if you can get it, then it's probably some good finance. If you can figure that out, then do it. I didn't start with any loans. But if you can do it, then go for it. You know what I'm saying? Because the only way I like to borrow money is to use it to make money. Like I use my credit cards, but I pay them off every month, right? But if I'm borrowing money, it's to make money, and I think that's a cheat code, right? So if you can figure that out, then go for it. That's what's up. All right. Hey, do we have a winner, a clear winner, or should I just do whatever what we wanted to talk about?
Actually, when I was looking at the chats, number 3, Brandon.
Which one was that?
Which is the book?
The book of the week?
Yeah, number 1 and number 3 have the most.
Hey man, book of the week. Let's go. Hold on. Run it one more time. Have you ever noticed that when people have you ever seen somebody who was winning and it seems like they just can't lose, right? It seems like they just have victory after victory, almost like their life seems to be an unbroken boulevard of green lights, right? On the other end, have you ever seen somebody who's seems like they can't stop losing? They can't catch a break. These motherfuckers are always failing. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you the psychological and neurological reasons why that's happening, right? And it's based off a book that I read a long time ago. It's called The Winner Effect. Hold up. Am I not? Hold on. Fuck. Let me see something. Let's see if they'll let me sign in. All right, never mind. Yeah, it's called The Winner Effect by Ian Robertson. All right. Fantastic book. I read this shit in like 2015, 2016. And I've used a lot of the principles in this book to actually build several multi 7-figure businesses. No, to build several multi 8-figure businesses, right? And have achieve massive success in multiple aspects of life, right? And I'm going to break some of this down in this video. All right. So what is the winner effect? It basically looks something like this. Okay, so once you have some sort of victory, you win something. What happens is you get a neurological effect where it actually raises your testosterone. And dopamine. Right, excuse my handwriting. It raises your testosterone and dopamine. All right. And then that dopamine and testosterone, that gives you more confidence. And that confidence makes it more likely for you to win again. Right. And it becomes almost like you ever heard of a downward spiral? It becomes an upward spiral. Right. And it's because every time you have some sort of victory, and the book goes over this, and they showed studies in both animals and humans that any sort of victory causes a huge increase in testosterone and dopamine, right? And this increase in testosterone and dopamine actually causes people is actually one of the reasons why people win more, right? They start to win more. They become more motivated. They become more focused, right? And it's a real, and their bodies and brains change on a neurological level every time you experience a win. And this is how people have upward spirals, right? But a downward spiral is basically the opposite. Someone they take an L. Motherfuckers out here taking L's. Oh, fuck. Jesus. People taking losses, boom, they experience a drop in testosterone and dopamine. Boom. And then they become less confident. This is dopamine going down, right? They become less confident. Right, which makes them more likely to lose again, right? And this is how downward spirals start. And you can see this in the sports world. So a good example that they gave in the book was how boxers, a lot of times they use Mike Tyson as an example. Mike Tyson, when he got out of jail and he was about to get his belt back, they set him up with some easy opponents. They called them tomato cans, right? Some easy opponents. He beat the shit out these motherfuckers. And every time he got more confident, then he won his championship again, right? That was one of the examples. But you can see this if you just watch a basketball game. If you ever watch a basketball game, you can see how momentum starts to switch from team to team. Like the team starts hitting shots, playing good defense. And next thing you know, they keep it starts happening more, and this is how teams go on runs, right? And the opposite is true too. You start taking L's, you getting dunked on, motherfuckers is crossing you over, right? Then what happens? That has an effect on your brain, and then you start taking L's again, right? And the book went into a ton of research, and the book cited a lot of research to explain why this happens. We're not going to get into all the science. Just fucking trust me or read the book, motherfucker. Right. But you see this shit in your life. When someone takes an L, and maybe it's you. Maybe you out here taking L's, man. You out here losing. Right. Do you have less confidence after a loss or more confidence after a loss? Right. You see it in your own life. Right. But what you probably didn't know that it's actually changing your brain structure. Right. So first thing we need to understand, winning increases testosterone. In fact, there are studies that show, you have to put this in the screen because I don't have it when we do it, but there's studies that show that even watching your sports team win, your favorite sports team win, actually causes an increase in your testosterone. Just watching your team win because you feel like you're part of it. And there's studies that show that watching your team lose causes a mild drop in testosterone. I know that because I'm a Bears fan. I grew up a Bears fan. It's probably why I'm on testosterone replacement therapy, because I've been a fucking Bears fan my whole life. And these motherfuckers ain't been good since 1985. They passed up on Patrick Mahomes. They could have drafted Patrick Mahomes and they didn't. I digress. The Chicago Bears fucked up my testosterone and parts of my life. Right, and it becomes a feedback loop, right? So winning causes your body to produce more testosterone, right? And this testosterone comes with a huge boost of confidence, and you're more willing to take risk and take chances. That's a side effect of testosterone. You become less risk averse, and you're more willing to take risk to do risky shit, right? And it's an addictive feeling, right? But that's coupled with an increase in dopamine, right? Dopamine is the reward chemical in your brain. So every time you win, it hits your rewards center. It hits your dopamine receptor. Every time you win, your dopamine receptors get hit with a huge dopamine spike, and it makes you feel good. And then your brain wants to do more of it, right? So dopamine is responsible for drive and motivation. If you ever hear somebody say, man, I ain't got no motivation, man, I just don't feel motivated, that motherfucker ain't got no dopamine, or at least not enough dopamine, right? Dopamine is required for motivation. Anybody you see who's like really motivated to go after shit, this motherfucker has high levels of dopamine, right? And you need to understand the neurochemistry of this because you can manipulate it. Right, there's things you can do to manipulate it, and we'll talk about it later in this video, how you can use this to your advantage. But these are actual changes that occur in your brain on a neurological level. All right. So how do we use this? How do we harness this winner effect so we can have more wins in our life and we can start this upward spiral as opposed to having this downward spiral? Well, there's a few things that I do. This is not in the book. This is some Brandon Carter shit. I'm rich, so you should listen to me. Okay. Not only I've helped a lot of other people get rich too. I'm telling you, this is the key, right? So for example, one thing I noticed was my sales team. I have a large sales team. I noticed that salespeople, they go on streaks. They'll get one sale and then they start getting a bunch of sales all the time, right? And they'll get one sale and then they'll keep getting more sales. They also go into slumps, kind of like a hitter in baseball. All this shit is psychological because the conditions haven't changed, right? It's all psychological, but also neurological too, right? Because your brains change with every win or loss, right? So what I started doing with my sales team, and I did this when I was a salesperson too, and this is how I live my life, right? So I want you to think of this drawing. This is a goal. This is a representation of a goal. It's a trophy I'm drawing. I know I'm a fantastic artist. Just try not to get too distracted by it. How is he good at so many things? That's the winner effect. All right. So this is the trophy. This represents victory, right? What you need, a lot of us, what we do is we associate victory with results, winning or losing. What I told my salespeople to do, this is how I helped them stop all this slumps and yo-yoing with their sales, right? I said, we're not going to think about the results of whether you get to sell or not, right? All I want you to do is focus on your performance. I don't want you to think about getting the sale. All I want you to think about is your performance on the call, right? Even if you don't get the sale, I want you to show me this call because we record our sales calls. I want you to show me this call and be proud of it, even if you didn't get the sale. Because this is important. Because you can't control whether you get the sale or not. There's no salesperson has 100% close rate. It just doesn't happen. It's not reality, right? There's so many things that can happen to make you not get the sale. Like maybe this motherfucker really does have to talk to his wife because he's using her money or some shit. Or maybe he's fucking broke. You accidentally got on the call with a broke boy. He slipped through our defenses and you got on the call with him, right? Or maybe he's got some shit going on in his life and he just really can't do it. You can't put money in his account, right? So we only want to attribute victory to things we are in control of, right? So it's not whether you get the sale or not. It's we want to look at your performance, right? So I told them, this is when some of them were in a slump. I said, listen, I don't give a fuck if you get the sale or not. All I want is you to put sales calls on tape that you will be proud of. And I'm gonna look at everybody's sales call. I don't care about your close rate anymore. All I care about is, are you proud of that call? All right. And here's what happened. Right. Oh, and the reason that's important because you are in control of your performance. Right. You can have 100% success rate if success is based off your performance and not the results. Right. Because so many things can happen. Right. It's just all about so many things that can happen that relate to results that aren't in your control. But your performance, everything your performance is 100% in your control. Right. So you can have 100% success rate if it's based off performance and not results, right? So boom, what happens? They start just instead of thinking about getting the sale, they're thinking about their performance on the call. They're thinking about following the script. They're thinking about all the training I give them, right? They're thinking about really executing it, right? And whether they get the sale or not, just be proud of it. Immediately, their sales rates improved. Immediately, the close rates improved, right? Because here's what happens. Every call ended up being a victory for them. Even if they didn't get the sale, they still felt like they were winning because they were proud of the call. And even if I heard them say, yeah, man, I did a good job, but I didn't get the call. No, man, they was like, man, I did a good job, but I didn't get the sale. I was like, man, who cares about the sale? That was a fucking good call. You fucking killed that shit, right? So it was a win. So because of that, they did not experience the drop in testosterone and dopamine that they normally would have under those circumstances, because it was still a victory, even though they didn't get maybe the result that they were looking for. Is that making sense? Right. And what happened was, they started to feel better about themselves. Their testosterone went higher. Their dopamine increased. Their confidence increased. Boom. And the results kind of take care of themselves, right? As a result, their close rate increased, right? Because all we did was focus on a performance. And that's what you need to do, right? You want to associate victory with your performance and not the results in everything you're doing. Of course, you want the results, but we can't think about it. We got to think about our performance, right? So when you have a goal, instead of looking at the goal, Jesus, what's happening with my pen? All right. Instead of looking at the goal, what we want to do is think about our performance and the actions that would lead to the goal. We want to only focus on our actions, not the goal. So, for example, if you're trying to lose weight, what do you have to do to lose weight? You want to lose 10 pounds of fat, right? You probably have to follow your diet. Boom. That's just focus on that today. Focus on following your diet today. Focus on your workout today, right? How do you perform in the gym? Focus on getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, right? Do those 4 things. Just focus on that, right? And then here's the thing. If you do those 4 things today, then today will be a victory. You won't have to, the beauty of this is you won't have to wait till you get the results. Because if you only focus on the results, you'll have to wait for the results to manifest in the real world for you to take advantage of the winner effect. But if you focus on the things you have to do to get the results, right? If you focus on the things you have to do every day, then today can be a victory. Even though you ain't lost no fat, you did all the things you're supposed to do each day, and you're going to feel better today, right? You're going to start taking advantage of the winner effect immediately. Because once you do all the shit you're supposed to do today, what happens is you're going to experience that slight increase in testosterone and dopamine and confidence. Right. So when I first learned this, I was about 16 years old, and we didn't have YouTube or no shit like that, or we barely had the internet. And I was trying to learn about, working out. And I used to read this magazine called Muscle Media. It was a muscle magazine, fitness magazine. And the author was my idol at the time, this guy named Bill Phillips. He was the editor-in-chief of that magazine, and he owned a supplement company called EAS Sports Nutrition. He sold that company to Abbott Laboratories for $100 million in 2000, right? That's I don't even know how much money that is. That'd be like that's a lot more money. That's a lot more in today's money. It's a fucking lot of money. Anyway, 25 years ago, $100 million was a lot of money. Matter of fact, we need to ask AI. You need to know what kind of G Bill Phillips is before I tell you what 25 years ago. We'll wait. Nima's doing some Asian math. He's Asian. He's from Sand Asia. Come on now. It's going to be around 165 million. That'd be $165 million in today's money, right? So anyway, he wrote an article in that magazine where he said, if you want to have more confidence, write down 5 things you need to do today. No, he said every day, write down 5 things you want to do those days and make sure you do those things and cross them off the list, right? And he said after a month of that, you'll notice that you'll have more confidence. You'll believe in yourself more, right? He was describing the winner effect, right? So that I was 16 years old. I was like, all right, man, I'm going to fucking do my homework. I'm going to work out. I'm going to follow my diet, get 8 hours of sleep, and do cardio, right? There's an example. I don't remember exactly what it was when I was 16, but that sound like a good 16-year-old list of shit to do, right? And it can't be simple shit like brush my teeth, It had to be shit that was like, a little bit of a challenge, right? Something you could be proud of. And I did that shit for 60 days. I did that shit for 30 days, like he said, and I started feeling like I had like way more confidence in myself, man. And then, because what happens is, and I didn't realize till later, so I read The Winner Effect, that it actually changed me on a neurological level. Now I take that to the extreme, and I invite you to do it too. So I'm going to show you my habit tracker, and I'm also going to give you guys a habit tracker that you can use. I'll put the link in the description, but I'm going to show you mine first. I'm going to show you one of my old ones. Oh, it's in the, so you'll have a version that's in the description right now. It's called the Victory Vision Planner. Go here. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's right here. All right. So this is from like last year, because I can't show you my new one because there's a bunch of shit I don't want y'all to see that I'm tracking. But bam, did I wake up? You know what? Get it off this for a second. I just want to make sure this is the right one. I don't want to show the one with the fucking money on it. Yeah, this is right. All right, cool. So boom, I think I needed to wake up before 5. How many days in a row did I wake up before 5? 80% of the time, I felt pretty good, right? Boom. Hours of sleep. I had to go how many hours of sleep. Did I work out? Did I meditate? I meditate twice a day. Track my macros. Boom. How much protein I get per day? How many calories I consumed each day? If you're not tracking, you slacking. How many calories I burn each day? I track that with my Oura ring. And then I see, I was cutting. And so this is a formula here that adds up the caloric deficit or surplus, depending on if I'm bulking or cutting. Boom. How much water I drank that day. Did I post a YouTube video? But I'm just tracking a bunch of shit, right? And here's the thing. These are all things. It's not, none of this is random. These are things that have to be done in order to accomplish my goals, right? All of these things relate to my goals. So I don't have to think about the goals. All I need to do is think about making each day a success, make each day a victory. What happens every time I have a victory, I take advantage of the winner effect. Every time I cross some off my sheet, boom, it's a win. It's a win. Boom. I get the increase of testosterone and dopamine and confidence. And I get that every day, right? So all I need to do to hit my goals is to do the things that will lead to the goals being hit. And right, just focus on the performance and not the actual the results. I don't even have to look at the results. You get what I'm saying? Imagine if somebody's trying to lose fat and you can see how much they're consuming each day, how much they're burning, and how much the caloric deficit they're in these days. Do you have to think about if that person's going to lose fat or not? No, you can just look at the results. You just look at what he's doing every day, and you can see, oh, he's in a caloric deficit every day. He's probably going to lose fat. Yeah, I got way more ripped that month, right? It's just mad. If you could just look at it, you could tell. So you don't even have to look at the results. All you need to do is focus on your performance, because that's the only thing you're in control of is the performance, right? You're not in control of the economy, right? You're not in control of if that girl likes you, right? You're not in control of if you're going to get the sale from that customer. If you're on a team, you're not in control of what your teammates are going to do or not, right? You're not in control of who the Chicago Bears are going to draft. All you can focus on is your performance, right? I mean, the only thing you're in control of is your performance, right? But the thing is, if you attribute victory, you change your association with victory and success to it being based off your performance instead of the results, then every day can be a victorious day. Even when you lose, you can be like, man, I did my thing though. I killed that shit. Can no one say I ain't kill that shit, right? And that'll give you more confidence to get up again, right? And then you start taking advantage of the winner effect. However, if you fuck this up and you are only focused on the results, two bad things happen. One, you have to wait until all your actions manifest into the results for you to start taking advantage of the winner effect. So you're leaving a lot of testosterone and dopamine and confidence on the table that you could have been getting it every day, but you're waiting to the fucking end to get it, right? And if you don't get it for whatever reason, maybe something happens outside of your control, then you're going to experience a drop in testosterone and dopamine, and you'll start the downward spiral. So fuck the results. Focus on the actions. If you only focus on the actions, the results will take care of themselves. I really hope that you're making sense. Really hope this makes sense to you. This is powerful. This is how you can use the winner to effect to your advantage, and it can stop being to your detriment. I have a free habit tracker where you can start tracking. You can alter this for whatever habits you want, right? And I have a video that explains it. It's called the Victory Vision Planner, and it's free. It's a Notion template. All you got to do is click the link in the description. You can download it right now. All right. Don't fuck this up. Let's start. And also, you can check out the book, The Winner Effect. The link is in the description if you want to learn more about this. It's a fantastic book. All right. Peace. What else we got, man? All right, cool, man. I think we got some super chats before I get into the next thing. What's good?
Vincent says, thanks, Big G, for answering his question.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome, homie.
We have Leo, $10 for thought repellent.
All right, yeah, shout out to you, brother. Appreciate that.
We have Nav. Stop playing games. Buy all the BTC you can. It's going to 10 mil. Read the BTC standard and really do a deep dive into Bitcoin. Promise it's worth it.
Nav is a Bitcoin bull. He's a Bitcoin bull, man. Shout out to Nav. You know, I don't buy Bitcoin. I use the ETF. Excuse me, the Bitcoin ETF, because I've been dollar cost averaging into it. And what I do is, instead of just buying it, I sell cash secure puts. That way I get paid to buy it. All right, if you don't know what that means, check out my video on Leap options, or just search Leap options. Just learn about, not Leap options, learn about cash secure puts. You can only do that with stocks and ETF. As far as I know, you can't do that with actual crypto. But yeah, that's how I've been dollar cost averaging in the Bitcoin. And I feel you, Nav. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm taking that wild risk with you as well, man. But I'm getting paid to get into it, right? By selling cash secure puts. It's with the Bitcoin ETF. I'm telling you, that's that shit. Y'all need to learn that. It's easy. It's the easiest money you'll make in the stock market. Cash secure puts and covered calls.
We have Ivan. Brandon, have you tried out futures trading on Robinhood yet? Just curious to hear your thoughts, especially since I know you're a fan of Ninja Trade.
I'm a big Ninja Trader fan. I'm going to fucking look into that shit today, bro. I mean, I got to go to sleep early, but I'm gonna fuck with it tomorrow, man. I'm gonna fuck with it tomorrow. See what it's hitting for. But yeah, I trade futures every day on Ninja Trader, but I'm down to fuck with Robinhood on this shit. I'm down to fuck around with it and see. You know, I might fuck with the MNQ tomorrow. A little test drive. See how much fucking bread I can make. All right. Cool. That's all the chats. Listen, all your super chats go towards research and development for thought repellent. All right. We want to get this out to market. All right. Yeah, we don't have Greg today. Greg got some shit he had to do. And but it's all good. Never fear, man. You still got the big homie, Big Brandon Carter. All right. I got two more videos I got two more topics I want to share with you guys, and I want to answer more super chats if you got them. First, I want to show you guys how to use AI to get in shape for summer, because summer's coming. But before I get into that, I know some of y'all want to make money as online trainers, and I want to break down how the pricing structure of online training, and just really give y'all some free game before we get to the AI shit. Let's go. In this video, I'm going to break down how you should price your services as an online fitness trainer, right? I made my first million as an online trainer. I was one of the first people to do online training back in 2009, 2010. All of us who were doing online training around that time, we were the pioneers. We had to invent it. There was no one on YouTube teaching it. And so that's why I'm making some of these videos to help you guys do it. And over the last few years, I've helped over 15,000 people start successful online fitness businesses. And we've learned a lot. And here is the best pricing structure we have found after training 15,000 students, me making millions, and some of my students and my students making tons of money as well. Right. These are the going rates. Now, here's the thing. First of all, I think a first goal for an online trainer, if you're first starting, a good goal to have is $10,000 a month. $10,000. I think that's a good goal. Most people can quit their jobs, you know, in the office or in the gym. They can do this full time on $10K a month. Most people can do that. Right? I remember that was a milestone I was really eager to hit initially. Okay, $10,000 a month. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times people will want to sell courses. People will want to sell courses, right? The average course is about $50. So there's some people who charge more, some people charge less, but about $50 for a course. Right? How many courses do you think you have to sell? How many courses would you have to sell a month to make $10,000? You have to sell 200. Right? That's a daunting task. 200 courses. Right? All right. Okay. All right. Maybe. Some people want to sell ebooks. Maybe I'll just sell my ebook. Well, if you sell ebooks, the average ebook is $10. Like there's research to back this up. There's some people more or less, but it's the average, right? Shit, man. You'd have to sell 1,000 ebooks to make $10,000. Like, so most of y'all have never sold 200 of anything online, let alone 2,000 of anything online, right? So it's gonna be difficult unless you have millions of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers. It's gonna be difficult to actually to accomplish that, right? However, online training, we have a different pricing structure, right? We don't want to sell. This is why we don't want to sell courses. We don't want to sell ebooks, right? We want online training. Let me make that better. Online training is what we want to sell. All right. And there's a few different pricing structures. So if you're selling online training, 16 weeks of online training, and I'll explain what you sell them for, what exactly you're going to give them. But 16 weeks of online training, you want to sell for, let's call it $997. Let's call it $1,000. Just simple math. $1,000. Right? This is the lowest you should sell it for. Right? You can sell it for more. Right? But no lower than this. Right? 16 weeks, $1,000. Boom. Or you can sell monthly. Right? I'll just easy math, $300 a month. Right? Or weekly. Sell that for $80 a week. All right. Now check this out. As an online trainer, here's why this is so powerful. Because, oh, shit. Because online training, this is recurring, right? I mean, people can quit anytime, right? However, we teach our students how you can retain these people for multiple 16 weeks, right? They'll re-up after 6. Jesus. All of this is recurring. Of course, they can cancel, but this is recurring. Right? It's hard to do a recurring course. Like as a fucking trainer, you're not going to have a fucking school course or some shit like that people are going to pay you fucking $50 a month. All right. It's just, I mean, some people can do that, but it's more difficult than you think. It's more difficult than this, right? Because with an online training, man, boom, we only need fucking 10 clients. Boom. We done made our first $1,000, right? And we probably had to get 10 clients. If you could just get 10 clients a month, right? And then they're recurring, boom. After the fourth month, but after the fourth month, you'll have 10,000. You'll have 10,000 every month, right? Because the new people will reoccur, right? So now we just needed, 40 clients. That's way easier than 200 or 1,000, right? And also with the courses, was my math right? 4 months? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And also with the courses and ebooks, because it's not going to reoccur, and you got to sell to 200 new people every month. Or if you're doing ebooks, 1,000 new people every month. This is recurring. This is a better business model. Does that make sense? Right? Because every time you make a sale with online training, you give yourself a raise. Right? Here you just make a sale. Here you give people a raise. Right? Now you may be thinking, who's going to pay this much? Let's look at this. Who's going to pay $80 a week? This is the most expensive version, right? Because it's cheaper. The more you buy up front, the cheaper it gets per week. So this is actually the most expensive one, weekly for $80, right? Yeah. You may be thinking, who's going to pay $80 a week for online training? People are doing it all the time. And the beauty of it is it's actually cheaper than in the gym, right? Because what's going to give people the most results? Is it going to be working out or is it going to be diet? Right? Diet, right? You can't out-train a bad diet, but you can out-diet bad training. You can't out-train a bad diet, but you can out-diet bad training. And I remember when I was a trainer in the gym, I would just think, man, how come some of these motherfuckers aren't getting in shape? How come the people aren't getting in shape? I give them the diet plan, but I couldn't make sure they follow it. So here's what we're going to do. What you're going to do is you're going to give them their own workout plan. You're going to make them a custom workout plan and a custom diet plan. Right. But your job, they're going to do everything on their own. You're not going to be doing Zoom workouts with these motherfuckers. Right. I'll be in the gym in my building and I'll see some guy working out with his trainer on FaceTime or some shit. And I'm just like, what are these guys doing? You know, what the fuck are they doing, man? But anyway, you can have him. He's going to do this shit on his own, right? And he's going to log it, right? And you can set up. I teach my students how to set it up in the app, but you can set up something real simple with like just Google Docs. Make a spreadsheet and say, here's your workout. Log your workout every day and log your diet every day. If you want to keep it super simple, just have them track. Just give them the macros and tell them to send you a fucking screenshot of MyFitnessPal if you want. But I prefer you either use a spreadsheet or you can use one of the apps like Trainerize or fucking Fit something. Or I'll take that part out. Or you can use an online training app, right? When I first started, I was just using spreadsheets like Google Docs. And that shit works. All right. Anyway, what you want to do is, the reason this is better because the in-person trainer it's not going to be making sure they track their fucking diet every week. The in-person trainer is not going to make sure they're following the diet every day. Right. They're not going to be doing it. Right. So what you're going to do is you're going to be able to see in real time, especially if you use a spreadsheet, right? A Google Doc, right? You can see every day if they're following the diet, right? You can see every day if they're, you can see every day if they're following their diet. And the reason that's so powerful is because when I was an in-person trainer, I might see these motherfuckers, 3 times a week, right? I see them on Friday. They got the whole weekend to fuck up their diet, right? And they did, right? They just, and then they wouldn't get results as fast, right? So even I started doing this when I was an in-person trainer for my clients. I let them know, here's a spreadsheet. I want you to track your diet, you bitch ass. I want you to track your diet. All right. Start tracking your macros. Then they started getting amazing shape super fast. Right. But no, I'm the only in-person trainer I've ever seen do that in 25 years in the fitness industry. Right. So I started doing that all online. They got better results. I was getting better results from my online clients than most trainers were getting for the in-person clients. Right. And the in-person trainer is not going to do that. This is cheap. This is a better service. In-person online training is a better service than in-person training. It's a better service because what you're going to do is you're going to have them track their diet and their workout every day. Right? And then you're going to hit them up every day, every morning. I want you to hit up your clients and look and see if they track their macros and track their workout. If they followed the plan, then you say, yo, congratulations, man. Good job. Let's keep that momentum up for the next day, homie. All right. If they failed, if they didn't hit their numbers or they didn't track, you say, hey, asshole, the fuck is the matter with you? Okay. Maybe you can be nicer than that. I'm going to scream and yell and throw a tantrum if they didn't drag it. You might have a different methodology. It's fine. You could just be like, hey, man, what happened yesterday? How can we get you back on track? Right? That may be more your style. I'm going to yell at motherfuckers. Hey, motherfucker. I fired clients because they couldn't do that shit. It was like, I didn't lose clients. Clients lost me if they wouldn't track their fucking macros. Friends. I'm sorry. Anyway, you make sure no in-person trainer is going to do that. Right. And what's going to happen is once you get in that positive reinforcement, they'll want to do it again. Right. You know, and they'll know. And when you get that negative reinforcement, they'll be like, fuck, I got to stay on point. My trainer can actually see what I'm eating every day. He can see if I'm doing it or not. Right. So you want everybody performs better when someone's keeping them accountable. So now they're finally being held accountable to somebody. Right. They're not getting that from the in-person trainer. The in-person trainer is seeing these motherfuckers for an hour a week, but it's seeing these motherfuckers for 1 hour, 3-4 times a week. Right. There's 168 hours in every week. That means these motherfuckers are going to have about 164 hours where they can be fucking up their shit, right? Because they're not getting talked to every day. But you are going to talk to your clients every day. It's a better service. That's worth way more than $80 because you got to think of in-person trainer. The national average for in-person training, the national average for in-person training is about $100 an hour. If they got to see that motherfucker 3 times a week, right? It's $300 an hour. That's $300 a week, right? For an inferior service. For an inferior service, right? We're going to give them custom diet plan. They're going to do it on their own. Custom workout plan. They're going to do it on their own. We're going to keep them accountable. Make sure they do it, right? They're not buying the diet and the workouts. Yeah, they're going to get that. The main thing we're selling as online training is accountability, right? And if they have any questions, you answer any questions they have. You'll be available for them to answer you, ask them questions, and you can do check-in calls, shit like that if you want. But that's the main thing. And this pricing structure works. If you have 25 clients paying you $80 a week, and if you keep an average of 25 clients for a year, that's 52 weeks, right? You won't keep all of them, but you lose some, you'll gain some more. Just keep an average for a year. That's $104,000 per year, right? That's big money. I mean, most people can quit their jobs. Most people be happy with that, right? The average income in America is like $60,000. That's almost double the average income with only 25 clients, right? If you want to learn more about this and how to structure this and how to actually get the clients, how to make the sales, how to train them, how to make sure that they get great results too, right? You got to make sure they get great results. How do you grow your following? How to market yourself? I have a free ebook that breaks all of that down. It's called the 10 Commandments of Online Training. It's 100% free. All you got to do is click the link in the description and it will really break that down for you and really walk you down that path of how to become a successful online trainer. All right. Click that link right now. Cool. Yo, I think we got some super chats. What's up?
We have Leo. How do you improve willpower?
How do you improve willpower? That is an open-ended question, if I ever heard one. Well, because your question was very vague, I'm going to answer it however I want. You know, the thing is, you have willpower in some things. You have willpower. You just don't. It's just things you don't want to do. That's what you're talking about. How do you do the things you don't want to do, right? Because there's some shit a lot of times, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes people just don't want it bad enough. And I don't mean that in like, you gotta want it, man. I don't mean that like a rah-rah sense. I mean, like, maybe whatever you're struggling with trying to do or wanting to do, maybe you just don't want it as bad as you think you do. Or maybe you don't want it as bad as you think you should. And maybe you should make peace with that, you know? Like somebody was asking me the other day, it's like, man, I just don't have motivation to go to the gym. And I was like, yeah, I mean, maybe you should just make peace with that. And, you know, like you don't want to be in shape that bad. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you have redeeming qualities. outside of that, you know. you know, I don't know. I'd get more views if I said something like really bombastic and really like, oh, you gotta fucking want it if I said pump you up. But the truth is you may not really want it that bad. I remember there was one point I wanted to be a doctor. I was like, yo, it'd be a good idea if I was a doctor. This is when I was a little kid. And then I found out how long they had to go to school. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't want it that bad. I'm not Dr. fucking Carter right now as a result. I just didn't want it that bad. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's okay. Right. That's one answer. I'm gonna give you another answer too. Also, you know, if you want to have willpower or discipline is like a muscle. Right. So check this out. Discipline is like a muscle. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. And the less you use it, the more it atrophies. All right. So to have more discipline or willpower, you have to exercise your discipline, exercise your willpower, and then it'll get stronger over time. So here's the thing. When you don't feel like doing something, that's actually an opportunity. If you can reframe it, this is the opportunity to build my discipline muscle. Because that's the only time you can build it. If you want to do something, if you're excited to do it, there's no, and then you do the thing, that doesn't build your willpower muscle, right? Because you wanted to do it. No. You only build your willpower and discipline muscle when you don't want to do something and you do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like me lifting this mouse is not building my fucking bicep right now. But if I grab a heavyweight that's difficult, that's going to build my bicep. It's the same thing with discipline, right? So if you can reframe it, it's like, fuck, I don't feel like doing this. If you reframe it as an opportunity to actually build your discipline, to build your willpower, then you might be a little more motivated to do it. At least I found that to be the case, right? Here's the opposite end of that. A lot of times you're supposed to do something. Let's use going to the gym, for example. Man, I really want to go to the gym. Right? I mean, I'm really supposed to go to the gym, but man, I don't feel like it. If you don't do it, it'll be easier for you to not do it the next time. Right? Because everything is habit forming. Right? You build these, every time you do something, you build like a neural pathway in your brain, and it'll be easier for you to perform that action again. You know? So like every time you fucking don't do something you're supposed to do, it becomes easier for you to be a bitch in the future. You get what I'm saying? It becomes a lot easier for you to be a bitch. And it was worse than that is, let's say you do something fun instead. Instead of going to the gym, man, I'm going to play these video games. Guess what you just did? You just rewarded yourself for being a bitch. You just gave yourself a reward. What happens when your dog does something you like, you give it a treat? What's it going to do? It's going to do that shit again, right? Right? You train it to do to repeat that action. You training yourself to be a bitch if you reward yourself for not doing what you're supposed to do, right? If you do something fun instead, it's actually pretty nefarious. People don't think about it like that, but that's why it's become so easy to be a bitch. Right, man, I'm supposed to go to the gym, but instead I'm gonna eat this fucking cake, smoke weed, and play fucking World of Minecraft all day. Right now, you just gave yourself a fucking reward for being a bitch, man. Now you done trained yourself to be a bitch, right? So it's really nefarious, you know. You got to really just, I would say, reframe it like, yo, this is opportunity for me to build discipline to become more mentally strong. That's what I do. When it's something I don't want to do, like, here's the opportunity for me to build my discipline muscle even stronger. Hope that makes sense. What else we got?
We have Germ.
What up, Germ?
I'm giving a speech for the first time at a gala to raise money for a crisis line I volunteer at. Any tips for public speaking? Thanks for all you do.
Tips for public speaking. You know what? It's like okay, here's the thing. Most advice on public speaking, it just shows you how not to suck. Stop saying stop using filler words. It just helps you not suck. It doesn't make you good. Being good comes from having something to say and saying it with conviction. You can say all the ums and filler words you want as long as what you say is solid. All right. So what I would do if I were you is what do you say his speeches is on? To raise money for a gala. One thing you should do is tell stories. If you can tell some stories that are captivating, people really like stories. Stories work really well, especially if it's a captivating story, you know, and you can say it with say it like you mean it, you know. Say it with enthusiasm. One more thing you want to focus on when you're speaking, I feel like a lot of people do this, is dynamics. So use a lot of dynamics. I mean, you know what? Here's a good idea. Find a public speaker you like and try to mirror that person's speaking patterns, right? So I know that dynamics isn't, so that's two steps, right? It's dynamics and mirroring. So first we'll talk about dynamics. All right. When someone is monotone, we stop paying attention. If they just start talking like this, it gets boring and no one wants to listen to this shit for a long period of time. They start to zone out and tune out and stop listening to these motherfuckers, right? That was me being monotone. Monotone means one tone. Mono means one, right? What you want to have is dynamics. So dynamics might mean that you get louder at some points, and then it might mean that at some points you want to soften your speak and they'll listen more. Soften your speech and they'll listen more. Right? You might even want to change the pitch of your voice, right? Or you can make your pitch lower. You can lower your pitch, right? You know, there's different ways to be dynamic. You can speed up your speech, and then you can slow it down. And every time you switch it up, people pay attention more, right? So the different tonalities, if you can really focus on your tonalities, that's one thing. Tonality and dynamics. The filler words and all of that, it's better to not use them, but that shouldn't be the focus right now. I think that should be one of the last things you work on. Dynamics is more important. What I did is I modeled different speakers that I liked, and I picked black preachers. Black preachers. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. So a black preacher might be speaking about the word of God, and he'll just start shouting in the middle of a sermon. They might get real loud at some points, almost like they screaming at the congregation. Then they'll bring it back down. Bring it back down. Sometimes they'll raise the pitch of their voice to put some emphasis on what they're saying, and sometimes they'll lower the timbre of their voice, speaking a deeper voice. Sometimes they might sing. Yo, a black preacher will bust into song, impromptu song. I wasn't gonna do that because when I sing, I sound like somebody's punching a motherfucking cow to death. That's what my singing voice sounds like. However, I found a guy who embodied this, right? His name was Les Brown. And I would listen to Les Brown speeches and I would try to figure out not only his cadence, but how he used the dynamics. And Les Brown's dynamics, they keep your attention. Sometimes he starts shouting, and then he brings it back down. And I'm not saying you have to shout. You don't have to do that, right? You got to find someone whose speech you want to model. There's a lot of good speakers, right? I picked the black preacher style. And I sat next to Les on a plane. I was flying to Atlanta. And I was sitting in first class, and who am I sitting by? Les motherfucking Brown. And he knew who I was. I didn't even know that. He knew who I was. And I asked him, I was like, man, let me ask you a question. Your speaking style. Did you model that off of like preachers? He's like, yeah. He was modeling preachers. I was like, I knew it. He's modeling preachers and I'm modeling him. So find someone you want to model, right? It could be anyone who you think has a good speaking style. Every motherfucking male influencer is mimicking Andrew Tate over the last few years with varying degrees of success. I'm still going with more of a black preacher. I'm not as dynamic as a black preacher. You know, you make it your own. You model it and then you make it your own. That's what you want to do. But find someone you want to model and really work on your dynamics. Dynamics is more important than the filler words, because dynamics is what makes people pay attention. All right, what else we got?
We have Nav. Read the Bitcoin Standard. I'll send you a copy if you want. I'm going to keep bugging you. It's a true game changer. ETF puts calls as pennies over dollars.
It's the same thing, brother. Like, what's the difference? Like, what's the difference between the ETF and the actual thing? I mean, you don't own. I'm not trying to. Nav, you sound like one of these motherfuckers who's putting crypto on a ledger, hiding that shit in the safe. I ain't doing that shit, homie. If the shit, I understand, like, if shit goes crazy, man, I got my crypto safe on a ledger. Listen, if shit goes so crazy that I gotta resort to that, we in all types of trouble. Like, we got bigger fish to fry. All right. I got a different strategy. If shit goes down and you need your Bitcoin ledger out your safe, right? If shit gets so bad that that's how you got to survive, I got a different strategy. And it revolves around my Glock 19 SIG 365. You ever see them shows where people are like prepping for disasters? They got all weapons. They're trying to stay safe. They're trying to stay safe from me because I'm gonna be one of the fucking crazy people looting and shooting if shit gets crazy like that. So I'm definitely not going. I'm gonna be the one who's gonna find your motherfucking ledger. You have to keep that. I'm gonna be the motherfucker you need to keep that shit safe from if shit gets crazy like that. So I'd rather just get the ETF, man. It's not. Listen, bro. I feel you, but I ain't out. I'm good, bro. What else we got?
We have Spective X. Tips for low energy after long work days.
Have you tried caffeine? Like, straight up, man. Like, have you tried caffeine? Like, I'm a big caffeine fan, and I go super. I drink it recreationally. You know, if I'm about to, I took some before this. I took a pre-workout before the podcast, anything. You know what I'm saying? Try caffeine. Naps though, like, I'll take a nap. I'm really good at sleep. I'll take a 20-minute nap. Meditation helps too. Like, sometimes if I meditate for 15 minutes, sometimes it actually turns into a nap on accident, depending on how hard I went that day. But I'll meditate for 15 minutes and I feel like rejuvenated after that. For sure. Yeah. But, you know, listen, you might need a pharmaceutical intervention, man. You know, get some caffeine, get some ephedra. Get back in the game, homie. You know what I'm saying? Drink a pre-workout. Get back in the game, homie. That's what I used to do. Or take a nap. I ain't got no issues with taking a nap. Naps are if I'm real tired, a nap is more. I know when I need a nap. And I'll take a 20-minute nap. Wake up and drink some caffeine and get after it again. Yeah, that works really well. So if you can do that, that'd be dope. All right. What else we got? Was that it?
We have one more from Skylar. What app do you use for trading?
All right. So when I first started trading, so I think you mean trade. I trade futures every morning, and I started with, I was using Thinkorswim back when it was with TD Ameritrade. Now it's with Schwab. Now I use NinjaTrader, and I trade with Apex on NinjaTrader. Trading 20 accounts at once, man. 20 funded accounts at once, like a G. You know, going crazy in this bitch. All right. He says the other dude says coffee, he crashes. I don't crash.
A ton of coffee, but crashes are horrible.
You must be putting sugar in that shit. Stop putting sugar in that shit, man. The crash is not from the coffee, it's from the sugar. What happens is simple carbohydrates, especially like sugar, is like one of the simplest carbohydrates. It converts into glucose or glycogen. And when your blood glucose levels go above 110, your pancreas secretes a hormone called insulin. Insulin's job is to flush out the excess glucose to keep you alive, right? But it'll do it indiscriminately, and it'll take it from your fucking brain from all over, right? And then that's where you get these dips in glucose and blood sugar. And then after it flushes it out, that's what the crash comes from, right? Gotta stay off the sugar, homie. Put Splenda in your shit, stevia or Truvia or some shit. You know, Truvia is natural. Hey, you guys want to learn how to get ripped for the year? Hit the like button first of all, motherfuckers. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, please, motherfuckers. All right, and I'm sure you got to use AI to get ripped. And let's talk about it. It's almost summertime, and I know a lot of you guys want to get in shape. You want to have six pack. You want to be ripped. You want to be shredded. That way you don't have to wear a t-shirt at the pool or on the beach and have all the children laugh at you. You want to get in amazing shape by summer, and you should. Your summer will be better if you do it. But if you sit around, if you're still all fat by summer won't be as fun. It won't be as fun. You won't have as many opportunities. You won't have as many mating opportunities, and you won't be as confident as you want to be, right? I'm gonna show you how to use AI to fix that, to help you get ripped for summer. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Step one. Go to the large language model of your choice, ChatGPT, Gemini, even Claude, if you swing that way. And and you're gonna open up a new chat. All right. And you're gonna tell ChatGPT your age, gender, activity level, then ask it to calculate your maintenance calories. Matter of fact, let me demonstrate. Sure. You know what? No, I'm gonna do it on the phone. I like ChatGPT because you can talk to this motherfucker. Like, oh shit. I am a 42-year-old man and I weigh 205 pounds. I work out in the gym doing weights 5 days a week, and I do at least an hour of cardio per day. Calculate my maintenance calories.
Sure. Given your stats and activity level, we can get a good estimate. For a 42-year-old man weighing 205 pounds who lifts weights 5 days a week and does an hour of cardio daily, your maintenance calories are likely around 3,000 to 3,200 calories per day. This is a rough estimate, so you can adjust based on how your weight and energy levels respond.
All right. So that's the first thing you're going to do. That's step one. You're going to get that. Then I want you to go. Hold on. Can I copy this? Okay. I'm gonna open up that chat online. I'll refresh. Okay. Oh, fuck. This one. Okay. Boom. All right. I'm back in chat Jippity. Right. You're gonna get this. Now then step 2, you're gonna tell her, you can put this same prompt in. Make me a 7-day diet plan that has me consuming 1,000 calories less than my maintenance calories, but also consuming 105 pounds of protein per day. Grams, 205 grams of protein per day. The reason we're using this prompt is because we want to be burn fat. You have to lose fat. You have to burn more calories than you consume, right? It's calories in, calories out. All right. Now, if you are in 1,000 calorie deficit every day, you will lose 2 pounds of fat per week, because every pound of fat you want to burn, every pound of fat you want to lose, you have to burn 3,500 calories, right? So if you are in a 500 calorie deficit for 7 days a week, you'll burn 1 pound of fat. That's 3,500. If you're in a 1,000 calorie deficit, you'll burn 2 pounds of fat per week, right? It's totally safe. Sometimes people flip out when they say 1,000 calorie deficit. Yo, man, that's 2 pounds of fat per week. That's fucking normal. That's regular shit. That's safe and regular. Stop being a bitch. All right. If somebody says 1,000 calorie deficit is too much in the comments, shame him mercilessly. All right. Shame this motherfucker, because he's a bitch. He gonna stay fat. All right. So basically, the prompt is, make me a 7-day diet plan that has me consuming 1,000 calories less than my maintenance calories, but also consuming, we want to do 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So you could just, whatever your body weight is, make it fucking grams protein per day. The reason we're doing before I enter the prompt, the reason we're doing 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, there's a very specific reason we're doing that, because I know there's a lot of studies and a lot of fucking fitness YouTubers. They're going to say, listen, you only need 0.7 or 0.8 grams, right? That's what the studies say. And the studies are correct. But you got to remember, the studies are done in laboratory conditions. You don't live in a laboratory condition, bro. You live in the real fucking world. And in the real fucking world, the FDA allows food labels to be off by 20%. Legally, the FDA allows all food labels to be off by 20%. So if you get something that says 10 grams of protein, it might be fucking 8. It might be 12. You don't know, right? It's a range, right? So to make up for that potential 20% loss that you might have in protein, we're just going to do 1 gram, right? That way, if it's 20% lower, if the labels are 20% lower than we think, we're covered. And if you get more protein than that, it's fine. Does that make sense? That's why we want 1 gram of protein. Nobody talks about this. You got to come to the big dog for the real advice, right? Them fucking scientists, they did that shit in the lab, right? You don't live in a fucking lab, all right? Anyway, let's put in the prompt. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Boom. All right. Came out. Hey, it's not bad. Bitch got me eating egg whites and shit. My chat GPT is a girl. Bitch got me eating egg whites and shit. Now go in the kitchen and cook. Right, boom. Cool. This is the diet plan. And here's the thing. If you don't like something, let's say you don't. Now, okay. This is all you really need to do. This is fine. However, I'm going to add another prompt to. I do the ketogenic diet. You don't have to do keto. I've been keto for 8 years. I love it. But calories and protein are most important. I don't care what you do with the fats and carbs, right? I like keto. You may not like it. That's fine. I'm just going to type in here. Make it keto. Boom. There we go. Now this bitch gave me the whole eggs. I'm not trying to eat egg whites. I ain't playing with my food. Eat the shit. Turkey sauce. That's a good fucking breakfast. I'm with the shit. I'm with the shits. Grilled chicken. It's fine. Boom. Got the salmon. Zucchini. All right. Step 3. Get this shit to your girlfriend and wife and say, here's your fucking directions, ho. If you don't got a girlfriend or a wife, you're saying, hey, that's why your fat ass is fucking watching this video, man. You're gonna do this shit your own. Get in shape, get you a girlfriend or wife, man. Get her to put her to work. All right. But then now you got your fucking meal plan. You got your fucking custom meal plan for the week. All right. Let's change it. Let's change it. Let's make some alterations, right? I don't like eating chicken. That may come to a surprise. I don't like chicken. I don't like chicken that much. I know, judging from my skin color, you may have assumed I had a natural predisposition for loving chicken. So that may come to as a surprise to many of you. But I don't fuck with grilled chicken. So, so I'm going to tell ChatGPT, I don't like chicken breasts. So I'll eat chicken wings or legs. I'm still black, but I don't like chicken breast. Chicken breast is for women. I don't like chicken breast. Redo my plan without it. Got it. No chicken breast. Here's a revised version. There we go. It's way better. Yeah. She gave me steak instead of chicken. It's fucking way better. Salmon with the skin. Yo, day one, this shit is fire. Damn, I get a cheese out. I'm like, yo, man. Let's go. I got pork chops. This shit is fire. All right. All right. So boom. Now you got your plan. Listen, this alone will get you in shape. This alone will get you in shape. All right. Now if you want to take it to the next level, you may be thinking, hey man, I don't have a workout plan yet. No problem. All right. Right. Here's the prompt you use. Write me a workout plan to go along with it. If you want to make it really good, if you want to make it even better, base it on the teachings of famous handsome YouTuber Brandon Carter. I wouldn't leave out that last part if you want it to be good. All right. Boom. 7-hour workout plan. Goals, burn fat. Hey, here we go. Full body workouts. All right. They got you doing full body workout. They got you. I used to. I have some videos on push pull legs, so I understand why they did that. Let's see how good this is. I didn't test this before. Yeah, not bad. Yeah. I do hit a lot of hit workouts. That makes sense. That's not bad. That's not bad. You can have Brandon Carter coaching. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing. Now we need to track it. So what you want to do is, this is extra credit. All right. Get yourself some sort of fitness tracker. All right. Get it with it. Whether it's I use the Oura Ring, but you can use the Whoop. Right. You can use Apple Watch, Fitbit, Samsung Watch if that's your thing, and or even a Fitbit, something that fitness tracker that tracks your calories, the calories you burn every day. All right, and then track your macros. Like when you're going through this meal plan, put it in MyFitnessPal. Put this shit in MyFitnessPal. Some people are so against tracking your macros. I get a lot of pushback. Man, I don't want to track my calories. I'm like, yo, you sound like a fucking bitch, man. All it's just put numbers in a phone. Stop being a bitch. That ain't fucking hard. Like, it's too hard. Hard compared to what, man? Like, compared to what? Every day I see motherfuckers cleaning the windows when I look out at these condos in Miami, hanging from the fucking side of the building, cleaning the windows like a Latino Spider-Man, right? That's hard. I'm just telling you to put fucking numbers in the phone so you can stop being a fat boy. Anyway, track your calories and your macros. Track the calories you burn every day. Track the macros you can, and track the calories you consume every day, right? Now, here's what I want you to do. You can download. I have a free tracker. I have a free Notion template where you can actually start tracking this shit. You put your calories and macros in. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, take out that last part. Hold on. Let's see. So here's what you want to start tracking this shit, right? Because again, losing fat is just math, right? So you consume how much they say we're supposed to consume each day. Yeah. All right, cool. Boom. Right. So we track the calories we consume every day. Boom. 21. So let's say we follow our diet every day, 2,100. And let's say you're burning, let's say you set the goal to burn 3,100 every day. And again, you'll be actually tracking this with your fitness tracker. Boom. That puts you in 1,000 calorie deficit. Remember, burning fat is just math. It's just math. It doesn't matter if you're keto, fucking vegan, you're doing intermittent fasting, none of that shit matters. All that, if you want to do that other shit, fine, right? If you want to, it's cool. What's important is burning more calories than you consume, right? And every calorie you want to burn, you want to lose every pound of fat you want to lose, you have to burn 3,500 calories, right? This will have you burning 2 pounds of fat per week, right? Now, I have a tracker where you can actually start tracking this every day. It's called the Victory Revision Planner. You can track your calories consumed and burned, and I have this formula that adds it up for you. You can track your protein in it, and you can set up other habit tracking stuff that you want to track. And it's a really comprehensive habit tracker. I use it every day. It's more complex than what I just showed you on the screen. Go ahead and download that now. It's 100% free. And I feel like you got the game plan to get in shape by summer. You know what I'm saying? Using AI. Let's get it. All right. Do we got any super chats? All right, guys. Hey, this has been another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. You know, Greg wasn't here this week. I think he said buy. Last thing he told me was he was buying SPY. We'll see. That's what he said. Buy SPY. I'm telling you what he told me. All right. We'll see how that pans out on Tuesday. All right. Anyway, I'll holler at y'all. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right.